Welcome to the Curious Head channel. Here you will find a variety of interesting facts and amazing stories on a variety of topics, from science and technology to mythology and art. Subscribe now so you don't miss any updates. The ancient Maya were one of the most impressive and enigmatic civilizations in history. With a rich and complex culture that included astronomy, mathematics, architecture, and writing, they built great cities, developed a hieroglyphic writing system, and made significant advances in agriculture and commerce. However, behind their remarkable achievements, Maya life was full of quirks and oddities that can surprise even the most experienced scholars. With that in mind, we separate some of the strangest and most curious aspects related to them. Check it out. The Mayans were known for their bloody religious rituals, often involving human sacrifice, which were performed as a way to appease the gods, ensure a good harvest, or protect against disease and natural disasters. Those chosen usually included young virgins and some prisoners of war who were killed in sacred places, such as pyramids and temples, by specially trained priests. For this ancient civilization, blood was a symbol of life and power, and was often consumed by religious figures in a symbolic act of absorbing the victim's power. Furthermore, they also believed that such sacrifices were necessary to maintain the balance of the world and prevent it from collapsing. Despite their brutality, these bloody acts were an important part of their religious life. Chocolate was sacred. As cacao was so common at that time, chocolate became a centerpiece of Mayan culture and was considered a sacred food. In the mythology of this ancient civilization, it would have a divine origin, with the gods mixing their own blood with cocoa and becoming linked to it. Therefore, both this delicacy loved by many until today and its raw material were used in various moments of everyday life, such as baptism, wedding ceremonies to bring fertility, treatments for fevers and fatigue, and even as a way to calm an individual chosen for to be sacrificed, or a substitute for blood in a sacrifice. Another peculiar custom involved fermenting the almonds to produce an alcoholic beverage, which was then administered exotically by enemas. Although it is not known for sure why they chose this form of consumption, one theory suggests that it could accelerate the intoxication process when the stomach was not inclined, as well as part of a ritual involving hallucinogens. In addition, the liquid produced with chocolate was highly nutritious, as it could be mixed with spices, corn flour, water, and pepper, being seen as a true drink of the gods. Today, it is still possible to experience cocoa rituals inspired by Mayan customs. Ceremonies can be found in many cities for meditation, spiritual reflection, and community bonding. Some try to be as authentic to tradition as possible, while others add touches from other cultures. Even though historical accuracy can be questionable in some cases, the power and lure of experiencing something so spiritual and, best of all, delicious is undeniable. Deformations as a status symbol. The Maya practiced cranial deformation, a practice that employed compression of the skull by means of bandages and wooden boards and usually started soon after birth. It is believed that this extremely exotic and dangerous custom was a sign of status in this civilization, and performed primarily to differentiate elite members of society. In addition, other strange physical changes were also part of everyday life. Scarification, a technique used to create scars on the skin, was often used as a form of body decoration. The process was performed with a sharp blade to cut the skin into specific patterns, which could represent things like animals, plants, or religious symbols. Another common and curious act was tooth extraction as a form of purification and disease prevention. Some archaeologists believe that having teeth removed was also a sign of status in Mayan culture, as many of the people whose remains were found with teeth extracted were part of high society. Complex writing system. Despite many strange concepts, it is undeniable that the Mayans were a very advanced and sophisticated civilization. They developed a complex writing system, which included hieroglyphs and glyphs. These symbols were used to represent sounds, words, and complete sentences, and were engraved on walls, stones, and books made from bark. They were also excellent astronomers and mathematicians, creating an accurate solar calendar that tracked the seasons, and a lunar one to track the phases of the moon. In addition, they still had a vigesimal numerical system, which used the number 20 as a base instead of 10. As much as the daily life of this ancient people was full of peculiarities and strangeness, it was also rich in culture and knowledge, with their contributions in areas such as astronomy, mathematics, and writing were very significant. Even as their brutal religious practices, physical deformities, and other aspects intrigue and shock many to this day, their story is a constant reminder of how fascinating and mysterious ancient cultures can be, while challenging us to learn and understand the different perspectives of the world. Thanks for watching. Sign up and leave your comment.